What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm a recovering addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. And tonight, you guys, we are going to have a special guest on the channel. Lisa from Lisa's Real Spill is going to come share her story with us. I just texted her to make sure she was all right and see if she was going to be here. So we'll wait for her to get here. And while we're waiting for her, we're just going to hang out. Oh, my hair. And I'm also going to go live over on my Facebook profile. So we'll see how this goes. I got a lot of stuff going on here, but we're going to work it out. All right. Okie dokie, schmokety. What's up, guys? Hello, everybody. Come on in. Have a seat. Come on in. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, CG. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Sky. Sky's been watching my videos from when I first started my channel, you guys. And that is cool, girl. I was like, seeing you. And then so what I did is I went back and I started looking at all the videos from when I was first started my YouTube channel, y'all, and it is so crazy to see. Now, honestly, I have gained a little weight since then, and that's the only depressing part about it is that I was looking at how thin my face was, but my hair was really, really long. But I still look the same, just a little chunkier, just a little thicker, thicker than a Snicker. Hey, Robbie, what's up? Hey, Robbie, y'all, this guy right here on the screen, Save Robbie, he has a channel too. So if you guys want to go and subscribe to his channel, he's cool too. Hey, Robbie, I wanted you to know that I set up the membership stuff on my channel. The only thing I'm waiting on is for YouTube to approve my the levels that I created, and then it'll be good. So it's crazy, dude. I got like members only, like I can post on my community tab and like only post to members. I can, so like, let's say one of the tiers that I made was members only live streams. And so in order for me to let the members know that we're going live, I can make a post on my community tab to members only. So that way they can click the link and come do the live with me. Hey, Daniel, what's up? Yeah, I have to wait. Like my join button hasn't shown up yet because you have to send it in. What you do is you send it in for approval, kind of like when you get your AdSense, and they approve you for that. So there's no telling how long it's going to take for YouTube to approve it. But I wanted you to know that I got it all done and we're going to see what happens. But so far, so good. Yeah, I'm married. Tell him, Christy. Hey, Misty, what's up, girl? Oh, it's only on the iPhone? Did they already approve you, Robbie? Did they like say, hey, you're approved? Or are you? That's so cool. Yes, join. That would be awesome. Okay, so did they send you? I'm sorry, guys. Did they send you an email back saying, "Hey, we approved you"? Da 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 da. Or do they? Hey, guys, what's up? I'm just doing a live stream over here on YouTube. So if you guys want to come over, just come over to Real Talk Recovery on YouTube. Hey, Rosie, what's up? What's up, Nick? How are you doing today? I hope everybody's having a good day. It's fixing to pour down rain here. In fact, what am I doing? I just looked and it said approved. Oh, I'm going to have to go look then. Woo! I'm excited. Okay. Let me get the link, you guys. So everybody hang out, talk amongst each other. Why don't we do this while I'm doing all this other technical stuff? You guys drop your sobriety dates in the comment section, and let us know 3 things that you're grateful for. Okay. And I got to get the links. 3 things you're grateful for in your sobriety date. 3 things you're grateful for in your sobriety date. Sorry, guys. Okay. Hey guys, I'm back. I just had to get the link for when Lisa gets here. So, okay. Hey, what's up, Rob? So let's talk, you guys. So yesterday I did a live stream. You guys were all here. Hey, Sam, what's up, babe? Y'all all were here. Hey, Denise, what's up, girl? And we talked about. Oh, good, good. I can't wait to see your story, man. That'll be real cool. Go Sky, go Sky. Okay. Yesterday we talked about marriages, marriages or being in a relationship in recovery. And me and Neil and Nate we were hiking today, right? You guys, we probably hiked 3 miles and I feel so good. I feel so good. Like, I've got to start doing that. You guys have to help me stay accountable and help me stay on this healthy eating, healthy exercising kind of deal. I need your guys' help, okay? Because I know that I'm capable of getting in shape and changing everything. Like, I've stayed sober. I've almost got 5 years, right? Now it's time to change my healthy eating habits and get in shape. So we hiked the whole damn side of the mountain and it was so much fun. We found frogs, we found lizards and snails and snakes. It was a blast. I had so much fun. I'm grateful for this channel and all of y'all, and I'm also grateful of the roof over my head, the clothing on my back, and the food that's in my stomach right now. And most important, I'm grateful for God. That is really, really good. That is really good. You want? I'm going to tell you guys 3 things that I'm grateful for. Okay, I'm grateful for a sound mind. I'm grateful for an able body. And I'm grateful for my family and my recovery and you guys. Okay, Lisa, I'm going to drop a link in the chat and then you just click it, okay, girl? So hold on, let me get the link. I'm excited to have you on. We're going to have a good one tonight. I can already tell. And then I'm going to put my phone on mute so that way it won't go off or anything, okay? All right, Lisa. All right. Let me get the link, sister. I'm so excited. I'm such a nerd. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, I just dropped the link. It should pop up any second on the screen. All right. I'm so excited. Let me get Lisa's her icon up here so you guys will know who she is and you guys can go follow her channel. There we go. That is Miss Lisa from Lisa's Real Spill. Dr. Dreamer, keep it simple. Good diet, water, and do something physical each day. Yes. In fact, I got a message from somebody that watches my channel, and they were like telling me that they are a certified physical trainer or personal trainer. But I know we're going to do this. We're going to get in shape, you guys. I mean, why not? Look at this face. Look at this face. Okay. I need to get in shape. I'm a beautiful woman. Okay. You guys are beautiful women and beautiful men, and we have to take good care of our bodies. Okay, hold on. Let's get Lisa. Here we go, guys. I need to get in shape. I'm a beautiful woman. Okay. You guys are beautiful women and beautiful men, and we have to take good care of our bodies. Lisa. Hold on. Let's get Lisa. Here we go, guys. I need to get in shape. Lower the volume on whatever you're listening to me on. Beautiful men. Hello.
All right.
There you go. Oh, where'd she go? Come back to me, girl. I'm going to add you back again.
Okay.
There you
are. Okay, there we go. I was trying not to cover my face up. I was like, I look crazy. I ain't had a haircut in forever, but hey, it's me.
Girl, you look great. You look great. I'm so excited.
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm doing fine. I'm hanging in here.
Do me a favor.
Don't complain, huh?
Tell everybody, first, this is what I want you to do. I want you to tell them what your name is, where you're from. tell them about your YouTube channel, and then take us into what it was like when you were growing up before you got into your addiction.
Okay. First, my name is Lisa. I have a channel called Lisa's Real Spill. And it's basically, well, I started it out talking about me, my addiction, things I had been through in my life. And it just, grew from there. It's growing from there, I want to get to a point where so I can actually have people come on and share their strengths and hopes. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to do. I got some other things in mind that I want to talk to you about because I want you to be a part of it. And and it's just growing from there. I'm excited. I like it. I met some wonderful people, through this. I really did. Like, even if it's not true love, it feels like the love is genuine. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have people on YouTube and I didn't get that feeling from them, But the ones that I have met, through you, through LT, it just feels genuine,
Oh yeah.
And what else you told me to tell me?
So we told me channel. Okay, so you got that part out of the way. Now, what I want you to do. So what I have, just so you know, I got your picture with your channel name on the screen, so everybody knows who you are and where to find you. Okay. I will link your channel in the comment section, and I will link it under this video when I upload it. Okay. Now, what I would like you to do is just kind of like explain to everybody what your life was like as a child growing up, and then as you go through that, shift into what your life was like when you got into your addiction, and then what your life is like now.
Okay. All right. Well, when I was little, I didn't have we wasn't rich folks, okay? My mom, my dad, they just worked hard, to take care of us. It was 9 of us. And they just worked hard to take care of us, And then my father, well, he wasn't my biological father. He was everybody else's father, but I had a different father, okay? He caught syphilis, okay? And my mom took him to get him treated, but he wouldn't keep going back to get the shots and stuff, So eventually it ate him up. I mean, it ate up his nervous system and everything, and he went crazy, basically. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And so it left my mother like, having to, do whatever, she had to do to take care of us. And then she met my dad, which, helped her out a lot. But I was the last baby, you know what I'm saying? So she really went through a lot. But basically, that's how it was. We lived in Bluefield, West Virginia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm originally from. And then after she had me, we moved here to Baltimore. Okay.
Uh-huh. There was 9 of y'all? 9 kids.
Yes.
How was that? What was that like growing up with so many brothers and sisters? Were you lost in the mix, or were you like the wild child? I mean, what was that like?
Believe it or not, I was the spoiled one. I was spoiled. I got spoiled, It was either my way or no way at all, But then as time went on, when I became a teenager, like, well, I'm going to say school age and stuff like that, a lot of that started changing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get spoiled like I was when I was little, And my mother, it was like my mother was trying to pick up the slack. After they had did the damage of spoiling me, then it was like they didn't want to do it no more because I was growing up. I was getting my own way. I was finding my own ways and stuff. You know? So it wasn't like they could tell me what to do and I was going to do it with, And a lot of things started changing. And of course, she tried to pick up the slack and spoil me, But anywho, things changed tremendously. And it was like they grew from me. Instead of us growing together, we started growing apart. You know what I mean? And when I got like, I'm going to say about 15, 16, I started smoking weed, selling weed and smoking it, okay? And I didn't really bother my brothers and sisters in them. Once I got to that age, I didn't really bother them, because I felt like they had pretty much disowned me, kind of like,
Mhm.
because they wasn't there and they wasn't spending the time with me like they were when I was younger. And
So
so I
you were the baby of the family, huh? You
huh?
were the baby. You were the baby.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And so I felt like they was like disowning me. And I didn't really say nothing to my mom about it, but it did affect me, in a lot of ways. And
Mhm.
I started puffing the weed, and I started selling, and things took off from there. Uh, I had met a boyfriend, and he was very good to me. He was. They would give me the world. Wasn't nothing I couldn't ask for, and I couldn't get it. He was gonna make a way to get me what I wanted. And my brother destroyed that relationship. He dipped in it, and he was telling lies to me and telling lies to him, and it messed up our relationship. And
Mhm.
we called it quits, and that was the end of that. Right after that, I was introduced to her. Okay, I was about 18, between 18 and 19, and I was introduced to her. Well, and my brother introduced me to it. Okay, I knew I was doing something wrong, but I did not know that I was going to end up where I end up at. You know what I mean? I
I
thought I
know
was
what you mean.
able to put it down. When I got taught of it, I thought I was just going to be able to put it down. I didn't know it was going to create this monster in my life. You know what I mean? And and at this time, everybody was talking about China White. Okay, and I knew it was a drug, but I didn't know that was about all I knew about it. But it was buzzing around. And yeah, he gave me some, and the feeling was like, God damn, it was like, yeah, you
I
know,
know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. What year was this? What year was
uh,
this?
this was like 89. This was like 88, 89.
Okay, because that people need to know that because then they'll understand. Like, because when we came around and when heroin came around in our day,
Mhm.
like it's totally different than what it was like back then. In the 80s and 90s,
Right.
everything has changed so much. So
Yeah.
that okay, I'm glad that you clarified that. So
Yeah.
everybody was talking about China White. Okay, keep on
Yeah.
going.
And so, uh, my brother, like I said, once I did it, I was like, oh yeah, I loved
What
it.
what what was it like the first time you did it? Did you smoke it, snort it, or inject it?
I snorted it. I was
Okay.
a snorter.
The first time you did it, what happened?
I got the feel. Oh my goodness, this ultimate feeling. First, I'm gonna be honest with you. First, I threw up. I threw up, and I just kept gnawing out. But I kept throwing up.
Yep.
And eventually, when I stopped throwing up so much, it seemed like that's when the feeling kicked in. You
Yep.
know? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I liked it. I liked it, that feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Because the weed made me kind of paranoid. So I did it because that's what everybody was doing.
Right.
And I had started doing it, but I didn't like that paranoid feeling.
Yep.
But when I did that, I was like, wow. I was like, at first, like I said, I was feeling sick. Then I started throwing up. Then I kept throwing up. And eventually, after I threw up so much, I settled down. But that feeling kicked in, and I was like, yeah, where this
You were
been?
like, this is where it's at. You
Yes,
know?
But I never thought that it was going to take me where it took me. I just didn't think about it like that. But
Well, we never do. Like, I don't think we say, you know what, this drug is going to make me homeless. This is going to,
right,
take my family members this is going to ruin my life. We think
right,
we're like in the moment. Like, this feels
right.
great, instant gratification.
Yes, yes, and that's what it was. I was like, wow, where have this been at? You know,
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, after I threw up a while and the feeling kicked in, I was so high I couldn't even function. Like I think now that I look back at it, I think I was ODing. You know what I mean? And my
Yeah.
brother left me down there. He left me down there. He didn't come back and check on me or nothing. When I came to, it was the next day. It was the next day, and I still couldn't get up and get myself together, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I heard my mother standing at the top of the basement step, and I heard her, I think she was on the phone, and she was saying, I feel like she in here, but I'm not sure. She said, because she don't go off and stay nowhere. She said, I feel like she in here, but I'm not sure, you know? Well, about 15, 20 minutes after that, my mother came down the basement steps and she went ballistic. You know, she turned out. My brother had some stuff on a glass. She flipped that and everything. She just went crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, now that I know more about what was going on, I was actually ODing. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it was a good thing she came down there because I probably would have died. You know, I probably would have passed out down there. So my brother came in and he was like, "Man, what you doing? What you doing?" She said, "You done gave her that shit and this got hurt, you know." And it came down and she probably would have been dead, you know.
Mm.
You went out,
Yeah.
say nothing, and this and that. My mother was just there. So he grabbed me up, and just as she snatched me up, I started throwing up again, you know. And she was like smacking me in my back, and I just kept throwing up. And finally, I got myself together, and she helped me up the steps. And she looked at him. She was crying. My mother was really hurt. She was hurt. She was. She looked at him. She said, "I can't believe you." She said, "Why would you do this to her?" She said, "You done turned her life upside down." She said, "Why would you do this?" My mother just hurt. Like I can still see the look on her face, you know, when she, you know, when that went on. I just see the hurt. And she started crying. It was like, it was, you know, because you don't want to do nothing to hurt moms, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and I knew, you know, I knew I had messed up, but I didn't know how bad I had messed up, you know? And when she said those words, I was saying to myself, what does she mean? You know, that's what I was saying, you know, to myself. I was like, what does she mean I done messed up? He done messed up my life. And she don't even know it, you know? I didn't
Right.
understand that at that time. You know, I understand it now, but I didn't at that time. So, uh, she helped me up the steps, and I went on upstairs. I took a shower. You know, she helped me get a shower and stuff. And I laid down. And she gave me some milk. She made me drink milk, you know. And I slept that day into the next day. I got up and went to the bathroom, and I was how I was.
Yeah.
I think I was high like that for like about 3 days. I'm not lying. Only thing I could get up and do is go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was it. Other than that, I went back and laid down. And when I finally came around, me and my mother talked. And she said, well, I kept coming in there checking on you to make sure you was breathing and stuff, you know. She said, but I figured I would just let you sleep it off, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that particular day, I went back in there because I still didn't feel right. You know, I still felt sluggish, like sleepy, you know.
Yeah.
So I went back in there and I laid down. I tried to look at TV, but I ended up falling asleep again. And so my brother came up there and told me, get up, get up, get up. Come on, we need to talk. Get up. I said, man, go ahead. I'm not getting up. I said, we don't need to talk about nothing. I said, right now, you just leave me alone. I said, I'm all right. No, we need to talk. We need to talk, you know. So he said, you got mommy mad with me. So my mother came in and she was like, she don't have me mad with you. I'm upset with you on my own, you know, because why would you do that to her? You know? And I didn't have a lot to say to him because I felt like already in trouble. I don't know if you understand what I mean. I just felt like I had fucked my life up, but I really didn't understand to what
Did you
extent.
did you go back for more right away, or did you just
So I
like
didn't go back right
sober up?
away, but I wanted that feeling. I fell in love with that feeling. You know what I mean? I did. I fell in love with that
Hmm.
feeling. I liked it, that feeling, you know? And I didn't go back right then.
How did you end up? How did you end up getting your own? Like, how did you end up getting your own heroin? Did you like have to go through your brother again, or did you do it on your own?
I started capping. After a while, I started capping. I didn't even want to deal with my brother after that. You know?
Right.
I just didn't. I didn't want to deal with him like that. Because I felt like me and you blood sisters, I'm not gonna turn you out to something that I know gonna mess your life up. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? I don't care what's going on with me. I'm not gonna do that to you. You know? And I just felt like he really wasn't, my brother. Like he didn't love me like that.
Well, you know how it is when you're in your addiction. He wanted somebody to be with him while he. So you know how they say, because I've done this before. Me and
Right.
my sister, me and my sister used to get high together. And one day I was shooting up, and she wanted to get shot up, so I shot her up. And I felt so guilty for the longest time because I was like, it's my fault that she ended up shooting up and being a junkie, you know? And I did that because I was in my addiction. And so your brother was in his addiction, and he probably wanted you to be getting high with him, you know?
But
He
listen,
wasn't thinking like, I'm going to hurt my sister. He was thinking, this is how sick our minds are in addiction. He was thinking, oh, well, we can be together and hang out and be getting high together. And, that's how I thought. I was like, me and my sister were having fun. But now when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, that was the worst thing I could have done, you know?
right, right. But he didn't, that's what I'm saying. After I got caught up in the mix, right? Oh, he didn't even want to deal with me like that. He didn't give me dope. Like my brother would see me sick.
Oh,
It wasn't a thing where as though, he did it because he wanted me to us to hang out and stuff. You know what I mean? It wasn't that type of thing. I think like, I just don't think the love was there that a brother and sister should have. You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
That's how I
Yeah,
feel. I don't feel as though he loved me the way I loved him. You know?
yeah.
So as like I say, as time went on, I kept using, I did, but I was doing it like recreational. It wasn't an everyday thing at that time. But
Mm-hmm.
as time went on, of course, I started doing it every day. Okay. And what happened, the reason how I got there, let me tell you how I got there first. I woke up one day and I had chills, sweats, and everything. I thought I was catching a cold. So I went down to the store and I know I spent about $20 or maybe a little more on cold medicine. Okay. Because I didn't know nothing about being ill.
Yep.
Okay. So my homegirl come through and she said, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Girl, I'm catching a cold or something." I said, "I feel like I got the flu." Right. And she was like, "You feel like you got the flu?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Girl," I said, "Look at me, I'm sweating. I'm 1 minute I'm hot, then I'm cold." I said, "I keep running to the bathroom and stuff." She said, "Girl," she said, "Oh my God." She said, "You ill." I said, "Well, I know that. You got cold medicine and stuff. I said, "I know I'm sick." She said, "No, not that kind of sick." So she said, "Here." She said, "Do that and see what happens." Right? And I was like, "Girl," said, "I wasn't doing this every day." You know, I said, "I'm not, no, not like that." I said, "You mean to tell me all this is going on from being ill from the dope?" She
Yep.
said, "If you do it and you straighten up, then you gotta have it." And I did it. And I felt like, oh my goodness, everything. My nose stopped running. My back stopped hurting. Everything just went away like that.
Yep.
I just took a couple of blows of it and it just went away. And she was like, oh my God, Lisa. She said, Lisa, you just hooked on this shit. She said, man, your mother gonna have a fit. And I was like, I was sitting there looking at her like, because I still wasn't comprehending like what she was saying, you know? It didn't
Yeah.
really soak in at that time. But I was like, girl, I was like, I don't think we come from that. I said, because I wasn't doing it every day. I was doing it off and on, you know. It wasn't an everyday thing. She said, Lisa, I'm telling you, that's what's wrong with you. She said, didn't you do that stuff? And didn't that stuff go away? And I said, yeah. I say, but I said, I don't know. I don't know. I just said, I don't know. I said, but I'm just gonna keep an eye out on it. She said, well, I bet you leave that shit alone, girl. You're gonna be in here curled up and everything. She said, I'm telling you just hooked on this stuff. And I was like, girl, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, you know. But in my head, I was listening to her, you know,
Right.
for what she was saying, you know. So I said, you know what? After the day, I ain't gonna mess with it no more. I'm gonna see what happens, you know. So of course I went and got me some more, and I did it, and I stayed in the house. I didn't even go back out that day. So the next day came, and I was feeling all right at first. And then about 12 o'clock, I started feeling bad. Like my nose and shit was running. I just feeling bad. So I said, oh my goodness. I started yawning first. That's what came on first. My nose was running a little bit and I started yawning.
Them damn yawns.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, that's starting to feel fine. So I went upstairs in my room and I shut the door. So like a couple of hours later, I had to go to the bathroom. Then I started feeling like I was sweating, you know, like a little. I started sweating a little bit. It wasn't real bad, but I was sweating, you know. Yawning, my eyes started running, my nose started running more, you know. And then my mother came in my room and she was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Nothing." I just looked up at her. I said, "Nothing." She said, "You want to talk to me about something?" I said, "No way for that." She said, "I don't know." She said, "I just know something's going on with you. You need to talk, you know." I said, "No, I'm okay." But she said, "Okay, well, I'm there in my room. I'm going in my room." I said, "Okay." So my mother already knew. My mother already knew something was going on with me, you know. But she
Yeah.
wanted me to come and tell her. She didn't want to just come out and say, blase, blase, you know. So I was like, "Damn." I was sitting there saying to myself, my mother already know. She's just waiting for me to say something, you know. And I wasn't even gonna bring myself to say nothing like that anyway, you know. So about I'm gonna say about 2 months from then, I went in treatment, right? And I'm not gonna say I wasn't ready. I'm not gonna say I was ready, but I don't know. I don't know why I went in there. I can't even tell you why I went in there to this day. Because it was a lot that I didn't know, you know, about addiction and stuff. And I just went in there. Okay. Oh, and I learned some things while I was in there. But after a while, it was like I couldn't stay focused. You know, my mind wasn't on, you know, being clean.
Right.
So I was like, you know, maybe I need to leave here because maybe I'm taking up space, you know. I don't know if I'm ready for this. And I said it to the counselor. She was like, she said, "You've been acting very distant." Like she said, "You sure you want to be here?" I said, "I'm not sure." I said, "I'm not sure." I said, "I don't even know what's really going on." You know? I said, she said, "Well, do you feel like you got a problem?" I said, "I did before I came in here, you know."
Yeah.
But I thought this is how I was thinking. I was thinking like maybe I can get clean and then stay clean. That's how I was thinking. I was like, once I get over the illness and feeling funny, that I can come off of this and stay. And it didn't
Right.
work out like that. But when I came out, oh, I had got in a relationship and everything, and I got pregnant. This was like in night. I had my baby in 90. Okay, I got
Mm-hmm.
pregnant with my son. So everything was good at first, but for some reason, I wanted that. I wanted that feeling. I liked it, that feeling, and that was the only thing that gave me that feeling that I liked. So I started dipping a little bit. I wasn't running every day, but I started dipping and dabbing.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother came in there one day and she said, "Are you messing with that shit?" And I turned around with her. I was like, "No." I was like, "What made you ask me that?" She said, "Well, I noticed you ran out of here. You brought me the baby and asked me could I hold him. And you ran out of here and you came back." She said, "And then you went in your room." She said, "Then you came and you got the baby." You know. I said, "And?" She said, "I'm asking a question because I want to know." And I said, "No, man, I'm good." She said, "Okay." So she went on in her room, and I sat in there, explained the baby and stuff. But as time went on, of course, I ended up every day, back in
Mm-hmm.
again every day, with that monster on my back every day. And my mother said to me, I came in the house one day, and she said to me, "I'm not going to watch him while you destroy yourself." She said, "You come to me and you ask me to watch him, and I take him." She said, "But I'm not going to do this while you go out there and end up dead somewhere." She said, "We're not going to do this." So at that time, I was like, I just said, "Yes, ma'am." No, first I said, "It's not like that. It's not like that." She said, "Whatever." So I said, "Yes, ma'am." And I took him and went upstairs. Well, I was sitting up there thinking, and I was like, I'm back where I started from. You know, what is going on here? What is something going on here? Because I can't stop. I can't stay sober. What is going on? And I was like all up in my head, and I got depressed from thinking about it, and stuff because I just couldn't stop. So I
Right.
went to my mother and I said to her, I say, "Ma, I can't stop." You know, I said, "It's no need in me." I said, "I don't know why I can't stop. I just can't stop." I said, I'm into this and I don't know, I don't know how to stop. So she said, "Well, maybe you need to go back in treatment." I said, "I don't want to go in treatment." I said, "I'll be honest with you, I don't want to go in treatment." I said, "I don't know if I'm ready for that either." You know, I said, "But I like this high." She said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I like the way it make me feel."
Right.
So
Right.
I had to come honest with her because my mother is the type of person. She gets very angry when she think you're trying to make a fool out of her, you know. And I said, I'd rather be honest with her than for her to just cut me off altogether. You know what I mean? And I knew
Right.
eventually that's what she was going to do. So I went to her and I was honest with her. So I started up again using. And she came to me and said, "You got to do something." She said, "You got this baby, you got to do something." So I went back in treatment. Girl, when I came out, I got pregnant again. Every time I went in treatment, I got pregnant.
That's
I,
because you would come out, you would get your weight back up, you would get healthy, find you a man, and then bam.
yeah,
I
every
know.
time. And then I was very fertile. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was like, oh my goodness, no. But I had him and another boy. And so as time went on, I went back to that same old thing. But this time I said, somebody told me about methadone.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, maybe I should try that. Maybe that'll work for me for a while until I can figure out what's going on with me. And then, maybe
Yeah.
I can get straight and stay straight. So I got on the methadone. Well, shit. I was on there. I was trying to get high. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? I found that there's like, I was the same way with on methadone. It wasn't me and methadone didn't go good together. Like it would just trigger me even more. Like I would abuse it. I would, do other things on top of it. And so it just didn't work with my body. I do know some people who do great on it and
Right,
they are like doing amazing,
right.
but I was the same way. So I could totally relate.
Yep. I couldn't do. I was on that methadone, and then after a while, I was doing good for a while, but then I seen somebody and they was high, and I was like, damn, that methadone got them like that, you know. So,
Yeah.
so the girl that was standing next to me, she said, no, she taking pills and stuff with it. She taking something with it, and I was like, what? I don't know what kind of pills and stuff she taking. The dope ain't in me, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I instantly went and got me a couple of Xanaxes, right?
Yep.
And I went home and I took a little piece of that Xanax. I waited till I put the kids in their bed, right? I was still up. I took a little piece of that Xanax because I didn't know how it was going to do me. So I said,
Right.
I'm going to be up and be real out of it. And I know once they go to bed, they slept all night. So I didn't have to worry about them. I said, if it make me too sleepy, I can go up there and lay down. So I took a little piece of Xanax and I drank some coffee because I didn't feel nothing at first. I was like, what the fuck? So I drank some hot coffee, right? Oh my goodness. I didn't even finish the coffee. I felt myself, dipping.
Yep. Yep.
So I was like, oh yeah. But I liked it. That's the
Yep.
funny part. I really enjoyed it. So the next day, I went and found me some more Xanaxes, right? Girl, when I looked up, that was a habit. The methadone and the damn pills.
Yep. Yep.
So I got detoxed off the meth, right? And I started using the dope because I was like, I'd rather go ahead and use what I really like than to be using this methadone and I'm just doing something to get high off of it.
Right.
So
Right.
I came off of it and I started doing the dope again. You know. Well, as time went on, I went back in treatment. I went in the Turk House. It was a place called the Turk House, and I went in there for 28 days. Okay, and I did pretty good for about 6 months, and I went back, started using again.
Yeah.
So I think at that time though, I really started realizing, damn, my life is fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
this ain't no joke here because I could not stay clean. That's when I really realized, damn, my life is really messed up. I done messed myself up real bad.
Right.
I went to my mother, I was crying and everything. I was like, man, I said, I'm really messed up. She said, what you mean you messed up? I said, I can't leave this dope alone. And I was so devastated, man, for real. Like that was a time when a lot of stuff really kicked in. Like damn, my life is really, really messed up because at first I didn't really look at it like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? I felt like that I felt like I was gonna be able to stop, man. I couldn't. Like it just kept calling me. It just kept calling me. And I was like, damn. I was like, I got children and I can't live my life like this. So I really thought about giving them up because I just seen myself, I couldn't see myself getting clean. I just couldn't see it. And every time I tried it, it just kept calling me. You know, I wanted it, and I couldn't fight it. It was crazy, man. It was like I just couldn't fight it. I couldn't shake it, and I think that's what made me more scared and nervous more than anything. Is because uh, I just couldn't stop. It was like it had me, and it was like I don't care what I did. I couldn't see me getting clean.
Yeah.
I see me dying using dope. Honestly, I didn't see it no other way. And so I went to my mom and I told her that. And so she grabbed me and hugged me. She said, we're not gonna claim that. She said, you gonna get your life together. She said, if you fall, you just gotta get back up. You know, and that's what she used to always tell me. She used to say, if you fall, get back up. Don't stay down there. She said, because eventually something's gonna happen. You're gonna stop, you know. And so that's when I started running in and out of treatment, in and out of treatment, in and out of treatment, you know. And that's what I did. I would relapse and I go in treatment. I relapsed. That's how it was for a long time, you know?
Right. Yeah, I've totally been there. Like where it's almost like a revolving door. Like you'll get sober for like a month and then you'll relapse and then you'll get sober for another 30 to 60 days and then you'll relapse totally.
Exactly, you know? And so my mother took sick and she had to give up her house. She had bought a house and stuff. But she had took out another mortgage on it. And she couldn't keep it. So she had to give up her house and we moved in with my sister. And man, I really started using that. I stopped going in treatment. I just started straight using, you know. Because my sister was one of those people that she always acted like she was helping you, but she made the situation worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she, like, this is a person that everybody that she had a relationship with shot dope. But you can curse me out, call me junkies, and, you know, all kinds of stuff. But everybody that she dealt with in a relationship, they shot dope.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can be around somebody like that and call them your man, your boo. But when it came to me, you know, you junkie bitch. And, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Yeah. Like she would put up with it from other people, but she wouldn't even fucking help her own sister.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
And so I couldn't deal with that, man. So I left and for a few days I didn't go back home. And so then I ran into my sister, my other sister. She was like, Mommy, I'm worried about you. And I said, I'll call her. And she said, I said, I'll call her, but I'm not calling her right now. I'll call her later. And she said, why don't you just call her and say hi, Ma? I said, well, you call her and tell her you seen me, you know. I said, I'm just not ready to talk right now. I said, but I'll call her. And so later on that evening, I went out there to the house, you know, except for my mother and talked to her and stuff. And I stayed out there. And my sister came in, we got into it, you know. And so my mother said, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. And my mother said to her, listen, just leave her alone. She said, don't say nothing to her. You know, if it's something that you need for her to know, tell it to me and I'll tell it to her. She said, so my mother said, because you don't make things better, you make them worse. You know, the way you approach things and stuff makes things worse. So she said, just leave her alone. So my sister was like, well, what's she gonna do about the kids and this and that, this and that? So my mother said, we talking about all that, you know. So she went on out, and I said, "Man, I'm leaving." She said, "Don't." She said, "Listen." She said, "You need to go in treatment." She said, "You got the boys." She said, "You got to do something." I said, "Yeah, I know. I do got to do something." I said, "But I just don't know right now." I said, I just don't know." And so eventually I did go back in treatment, you know. And I came out, when I did finally come out, I lasted for a good while, you know. I was trying to find me a place because I wanted to get out her house. You know, I didn't want to stay there
Yeah.
with my sister. So I wanted to get out of there, you know, because I knew if I stayed there, things was going to get ugly. I knew I was probably going to end up using, you know, because I was fresh into recovery. And I knew that wasn't a good place for me to be. So I was trying to find me a place. I couldn't find one because I wasn't making a whole lot of money, you know. And I ended up having to stay there. So my mom ended up getting sick, okay? And she came in there, she was in her scooter chair. She came in the kitchen. I was in there fixing her some coffee and fixing her some breakfast. And so she said, "Lisa," and the way she called me, it just gave me chills, right? It gave me chills all over my back. Like, and I was like, I was standing there and I was washing the dishes and I was looking up at the sky. I was like, oh my goodness, you know. Because I was saying to myself, don't tell my mother get like that, you know. Well, lo and behold, like a couple of days later, she passed away, you know. And and I was just devastated. I was just devastated. Mm,
I'm so sorry. I know that had to have been hard, especially when you were trying to stay sober and do the right thing. Losing your mom, I can't even imagine. You know, my mom's still alive, and I'm so thankful and grateful that I get to see her and talk to her. You know, and I'm grateful that she got to see me get sober.
right.
You know,
My mother ain't see all that. Well, she seen that little bit of time that I was. But of course, I went back, you know. And my sister was like, you know, it was just crazy. Oh, I went back in treatment again, okay, and I got pregnant again. This time it was a girl. Okay,
aw,
it was a girl.
yay!
And, oh, you know, I didn't stay straight. I started using again. Me and my sister, we just couldn't get along. We couldn't get along. We couldn't see eye to eye on nothing, you know. And during this time, while things was going on, she used to threaten me about my kids. You know, I'm gonna take your kids. I'm gonna take your children. I'm gonna call CPS. You know.
Right, right.
So I said, okay. Oh, okay. I said, yeah, okay. I said, what you want me to say? You know, you want to do what you want to do. So I used to try not to argue with her, you know.
Right, right.
And so, oh, as time went on, I did go back in treatment. Well, this time I didn't go back to her house. I went in a shelter when I came out. Okay, a shelter for women and children. And I took my kids with me. Okay. During this time, everything was going pretty good, you know. I had went where did I go that day? I think I went to take them to the doctors or something. Well, she took my son Keith, my second child, okay, and come to find out, she claimed she had permanent custody of him. So I'm saying to myself, well, how the hell she do this and I ain't never go to court?
Right.
You know, I'm trying to figure out how she did it. Come to find out, she had been going to court. She told the people I didn't exist. Okay? Me or his father didn't exist. So the people never came looking for us. And she was going to court and we never knew it. So they gave her permanent custody because I never showed up.
Right.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She not showing up. They figured it was her word. She was telling the truth. You know, that we didn't exist. His parents didn't exist. And so she got him from school. So I'm saying, I can't believe this. So I goes down to juvenile justice, trying to figure out what can I do, you know, to get him back. And girl, they had closed out the file and everything. I'm like, I was just so, you know, so devastated. But you know what? I stood in that place and I was crying so hard. And some lady, she said her name was Joyce. She called me and talked to me. She worked there. And she sat me down and talked to me for about an hour, right? And I was telling her what happened. And she took me to talk to somebody in one of their offices. She took me to an office to talk to somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
She stayed there with me. But before we went round there, she sat me down and was talking to me. And I was telling her what was going on, you know. And she said, you know, some people have a tendency of taking advantage of addicts. You know, she said, when you're trying to do the right thing, she said some people have a tendency of coming in and they'll take, you know, and do things to you to try to put you back where you came from, you know. And I was sitting there and I was just standing there thinking while I was crying, I was like, Lisa, whatever you do, you can't go back. You can't use, you know. So she took me down there to talk to somebody. And I talked to the people and everything and told them what was going on. And they was telling me I had to get a lawyer, you know. So I said, well, where do I go to get a lawyer? So they sent me to public defender's office, right? And they sent me to what is that called? It's another place where people take your they lawyers and they take and they deal with your case. What is the name of the place? It's not the public defender's office.
Prosecuting attorney?
It's called it'll come to you. But I went there, so and I talked to them, okay, and they ended up giving me an appointment. I had to fill out some paperwork and stuff, and they gave me an appointment to come in, okay. So I called my sister to talk to her, and I was like, you know, I don't understand what you're doing. I said, what made you do this? You know, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, well, why did you go and take my son if you don't have a right to have him? You know, I said, why would you go and take him? You don't have a right to have him. I said, from what the papers and stuff saying, you got permanent custody of him. I said, but why? We were aware of what you was doing. I said, why did you do it the way you did it? You know? I said, I'm not understanding you. I said, oh, it must be some money involved. Come to find out, she was getting a check for my son.
Yep. That's usually why they do it. I mean, why else would she take an extra kid on?
And her kids were grown. Have you now during this time? Her kids was grown. Okay, so why would you? But come to find out, she was receiving a nice old check too for Keith. Okay, so basically, I got to run around. Okay, I got to run around, and one night I was in there and I was praying. And I was like, Lord, I said, I don't know which way to turn. I said, all of this, I said, I'm so overwhelmed, you know. And I had like a migraine headache. Like I just couldn't get rid of it. I took some Tylenol. I couldn't get rid of it. And I prayed and everything, and then I laid down. Well, that next day, my son called me. And he's like, Mom, what you come get me? So I said, where's your aunt? And he said, hold on. And so she got on the phone and she said, well, he wants you to come and get him. I said, you know what? I said, you got some serious issues. I said, you really do. I said, but I'm not going to go there. So I hung up and I went and got him. Okay. And then I look up and here she comes. A couple days later. And it was like a seesaw. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what was going on, but I couldn't seem to get back in court with him. You know, once the file was closed, I couldn't get, it was like I couldn't get back in there to get him back. You know, I don't know if they was just, I was being effed over, you know, or what. But every way I turned, the doors was just shut, you know. So I did get the name of the lawyer Keith had, okay? And I tried to contact him. When I called, I got a machine. So I left a message, you know. And finally he called me back and I got to talk to him. And I said, I can't believe y'all did this. I said, because I said, none of y'all came and checked with me. I said, none of y'all looked us up to tell us what was going on or none of that. So he gonna say, well, we assumed that y'all knew, you know, the way she was saying it. I said, yeah, you saying she was saying it, but I thought y'all supposed to do your own research and contact the parents.
Right.
So I said, I didn't know that somebody, I said, if that's the case, then I can do that to anybody.
Right.
I can come down there and file papers and say I want to take somebody's child, and you know what I mean? I say that's the case. We can do that to anybody.
Were you ever able to get him back in your custody, or did you just?
I never did get him back.
But you were able to have your other two kids, right?
Yeah.
But did your sister ever let him come back to live with you, or did she keep him in?
He wanted to be with me.
Where y'all going? Neil, where are you going? Okay, all right. Sorry.
That's okay. He wanted to be.
They're going to get something. Go ahead, I'm listening. Sorry.
He wanted to be with me. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, he did. Did he stay with you, or did he stay with her?
He was staying with me and with her sometimes. Okay, he was staying with both of us. He would go with her. He would come with me. Okay.
Right.
And so as time went on, my story is really long, but me and you will talk more about it. As time went on.
No, you're doing good. Tell me this, because this is what I want you to do. So so your son it was like y'all were sharing custody. So then did you ever go back to getting on heroin, or did you stay sober for the rest of your life?
I went back.
Okay. Okay. Tell me what happened.
Okay.
You're doing great. You're doing a great job.
Okay. I went back and I didn't stay as long as I normally did this time. It was how can I explain it? I can't explain the feeling. It was something that happened. I was sitting in the house one night and I was sitting in my room by myself, and it was just, I don't know what it was, but I got a strange, it was, I don't know, it was a strange feeling I got, you know. Um, and it was like, man, I can do better than this. You know, it was like I started telling myself, you can do better than this. You know, why did you go back and this and that? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
talking to myself as if
God was coming to you. And God was coming to you. You were having a moment of clarity.
yes, yes. And that next day, I made an appointment at the Suboxone clinic.
How did you hear about Suboxone? Did you just hear about it from the methadone people?
No, on TV. I heard about it on TV, and I called. I called and asked questions about it, right? Because I wanted to find out if it made you high in any kind of way, you know, because I didn't want to mess with nothing that was going to give me that feeling. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because I knew that it wasn't going to work for me, you know? So the lady talked to me about it and everything and told me, you know, the questions I was asking, and she answered me. And so they gave me an appointment. I got an appointment. It was one up the street from where I lived at. So I got an appointment with them. They gave me an appointment that Monday that was coming up. And so I went, I cleared out all my paraphernalia and stuff. I said, this is it. It's over for me. I'm not going to look back, right? And I went to the Suboxone clinic and they sorted me out. And from that point on, I kept going. And I got pregnant again.
I swear. Girl, you're like an easy bake oven. You're just popping them out.
Yes, I'm serious. No, I got pregnant again. And this was my last child. She was Down syndrome. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I bet she's cute as hell, isn't she?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna let you see her on there. I'm gonna show it to you.
Okay.
And my whole life changed. My whole life changed, Nicole. It was just, you know, that feeling I got, I knew it was over. I was to the end of my road, you know. And when I walked in that clinic, I talked to my counselor and stuff. I was just crying. I was talking to her and I was just crying, you know, because so much had happened to me in my life. And I was just boo-hooing and crying. And she said, just let it out. She said, that's why I'm here. You know, she was so sweet. And I'm going to tell you, this is the part that I really stress to some people is that I had to figure out that you have to do what works for you. I was trying to do what everybody else was doing. It wasn't working for me. You know, it was like agitating me. And by me being fresh into recovery, I wanted to use, you know. Even that last time that I used, I went through a period of wanting to use because I was trying to do everything that everybody else was doing. And it wasn't working for me. You know, like the NA meetings. I don't like the NA meetings. I'm being honest, I don't. Here in Be More, they use it like it's a fashion show. When you go to an NA meeting in Be More, everybody is dressed up like they pulled out their Sunday's best. You know, all you see in the ad is perfume and cologne, you know, and I couldn't take it. So I went to my counselor because she was like, Lisa, I need you to do a 90 and 90, you know? And I was like, I looked around, I was like, you talking to me? And she said, yeah. I said, let's talk. We got to talk about this. I said, I'm just going to be honest with you. I said, I can't chase some meetings like that. She said, well, you got to do it if you want to stay clean. I said, you told me that I had to do what works for me. And me chasing them 90 meetings in 90 days is not going to work. I don't like the meetings.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I said, I know you know what you're doing. I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Don't take it like that. I said, but I'm just being honest. I said, I can't do them meetings. She said, well, what is wrong with the meetings? Everybody, you can relate to everybody. I said, that's true. I said, but for one, By the time they finish their war story, I want to go get some dope. I couldn't listen to them talk about how many ounces they had on the table, how many kilos they was moving, how good it was, you know? And,
Yeah.
and then I was just starting. It wasn't like I had been around for a while. I was just starting.
It's hard, especially when you're just starting out and you don't know anybody and you're going by yourself. Like, it's hard. I wasn't an NAer. Like, when I went to meetings, it was Alcoholics Anonymous,
Right.
and the kind of meetings I go to are where there's a lot of older people there. So when they share, they're sharing about the solution. They're sharing about how they stay sober, not how they got drunk or how they got high. And so they're good meetings, you know?
Exactly, because I feel like we all know everybody. We might not got started out the same way or whatever, but we all ended up getting and using.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why people gotta, tell them stories like that, and then they don't think about the newcomer. You know what I mean? I feel like if you've been around for a while and somebody new come to the meeting, have a few people to grab hold of them and say, here, sit up here in the front with me. I'm gonna sit through the meeting with you,
Yeah.
You're a newcomer, that way that'll make them calm down a little bit. Because I know I was nervous. The first meeting I ever went to, I was very nervous. I was my anxiety level was through the ceiling. You know what I mean? But nobody embraced me. All they said was, if you a newcomer, welcome. Keep coming back. That's what they
Right.
said,
Yeah.
the hell, I need more than this. And I told my counselor, I said, I need somebody to help me sit still. I said, because I'll be ready to fly out that door.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do the NA meetings. So with time, I set a plan up for myself that worked for me, and that's what I did. I did get phone numbers and stuff, of people that was in the program that was, staying clean and stuff. I got phone numbers and stuff. So in case I was going through something and I needed somebody to talk to, I could call somebody,
Yeah.
But other than that, I took and met me out a little program that worked for me, and that's what I went by. Like even with the 12 steps, right?
Mm-hmm.
After a while, I started, it seemed like the 12 steps just came into my life. And they started, you understand what I'm trying to say? I didn't have to actually sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna do step 1, I'm gonna do step 2, like that. It just seemed like things started happening in my life that dealt with the 12 steps.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like making amends, and stuff. I just automatically did that. It just, you know what I mean?
I understand. Did you have a lot of people that were helping guide you, or were you just like kind of doing it on your own? Like, explain it to me.
I was like, okay, like the counselor I had, I was telling her, me and her was talking, I had made amends to a few people, right? And I was talking to her about it, how uncomfortable I was about it, but I did it. One of them didn't want to accept me making amends, And it pissed me off, and I wanted to cuss their ass out. But I said, you did what you did, and who are you? You made amends. If they don't want to accept, they don't have to. You know what I mean?
Right.
So me and her talked about it, and she was like, "Hey, you working the steps, and you're not even on the steps yet." And I said, I guess that's all right, ain't it? And she said, yeah. I said, well, it's something I had to do, because after I got clean, those particular situations kind of bothered me. So I wanted to, go back and correct it, if I could. Like I said, one of them I couldn't correct, so, but she said, so at that time, she just set me down and she said, well, let's start with step 1, And I told her, I did that. You ever, when you got clean, let me ask you this. When you got clean, Did you have a man that was bothering you, like even in your recovery? Like I had a few things that bothered me in my recovery. I did it while I was getting high, but when I got clean, it was still like lingering in the
Oh
background.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I had a lot of things that I had to fix. But the thing about me is like I had to have somebody guide me because I had no idea where to start. And so like I when they told me to go to meetings, I went to the meeting and I found some lady and asked her to be my sponsor. And then she took me underneath her wing and started showing me like this is what we're gonna do first, Nicole. First we're gonna admit that we have a problem and surrender. Then we're going to get in conscious contact with your higher power, which mine is God. Then we'll start working on your character defects. Then we'll write a list of all the amends you need to make. And I just went through it with her down the line in order because I was struggling so much with like letting go of the fact that I couldn't get high anymore.
right?
And I was like, it was hard for me at the beginning. Like I was really struggling. And then my son was in the care of CPS. So
Okay,
that was even more stressful. So I was holding on for dear life at the beginning. Even being on Suboxone, I was still really struggling at the beginning. I thought, I'm going to relapse. I'm going to lose my son.
right.
And so somebody kind of helped guide me on the way. And that was what I had to do. But like, I know people that have gotten sober and they didn't necessarily do the 12 steps, but they have changed their life. They're going to therapy and counseling like you are. And that was like they like took aspects of the 12 steps and integrated it into their lives.
Right, right. That's how it was for me. I couldn't explain it right, but that's how it was for me. You know, and
Yeah.
the counselor, she did some of them with me. You know, some of them I would do it. You know, because she wanted to see what I was doing. I guess she wanted to make sure I was on the right track or whatever. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I had to break it down and let her see. You know, how I broke it down or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
she was a big help to me. She retired, you know, and I had to get another counselor. And you know, everybody's not the same. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't like her, you know,
Yeah.
but I had to, you know, I said, to be honest, I could have got somebody else, but I said, you know what? Sometimes you have to accept things that you don't like. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I
Take it
felt
as a challenge. Take it
right.
as a challenge and try to make it work. Yeah.
Okay.
I've done the same thing. I've gotten counselors that I could not stand before. And then by the time we got done working together, I was grateful that I stuck it out with them.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how it was with the counselor I got, right? I didn't care for her because she acted like she didn't care for me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't know. I just picked up a bad vibe from her. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna make it work. You know, unless I really find out that she doesn't like me, then it's not gonna work. You know. But other than that, I said I'm gonna stick with it. So I did. You know, and it worked. It's working out great. You know.
Are you still on Suboxone or did you get off of it?
No, I got off. I did the taper.
Tell me how that went.
Okay. I started out on. They started out giving me how much was it? It was a little. I got a little one. I didn't get. They didn't give me a whole thing.
A pill or a strip?
No, it was a script.
Okay.
It
8
wasn't.
milligrams?
No, it wasn't an 8 when I first started off. I think they
2?
gave me. It might have been 2 because it was a small piece. I can't remember
Okay.
because it's been years ago. But it wasn't. I know it wasn't an 8 because I know when I went back, they gave me an 8.
Okay.
So they gave me a piece of one. I don't know how many it was, but when I went back, they gave me a 8, a whole 8. Okay. I went up to 2 a day. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, I stopped there. Okay. And the doctor kept asking me, "You want to come down? You want to come down?" I said, "No, I'll let you know when I want to come down." I said, "Why you keep asking me that?" I said, "I'll let you know when I want to come down. I'm not ready to come down."
Right.
Because I was scared and I was having cravings bad, you know, and so I wasn't ready. And so
Oh
I,
yeah, totally.
you know,
Yeah.
and as time went on, I just felt like, I wasn't the craving stopped as much and stuff, I wasn't, I used to be like anxious a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, all that seemed to calm down with time. You know what I'm saying? All that calmed down some. But when I decided to do the taper, I started out with two. I started out with let them take two off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and then I would stay like that for like 2 months, sometimes longer. And then I would let them take two more, and I just kept it going. You know,
Uh-huh.
when I got close to the end, uh, I was like on four. I was getting like four. I guess you say milligrams, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And I stayed on them four for a while. I stopped it at four,
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed like that for like I'm gonna say at least about 6 months. I stayed on them four, that four. Then I let them take two more, and I stayed like that for about 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then I went on. I came on off. You know what I mean?
How'd that go?
So I didn't, you know what? I sweated a lot. I would like
Uh-huh.
get sweats. But as far as like anything that, oh, it wasn't nothing I couldn't handle. Put it like that.
How long have you been sober? A long time, huh?
11 years.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. So 11 years.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long ass time. Shit. And so you didn't, it was nothing. It was nothing.
I'm
So
not gonna say that's nothing but Nicole. What you gotta do though is don't get up here.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if you get up in your head, we make things worse than what it is.
That's what I tell everybody. I'm like, as long as we stay focused
Yeah.
and not like, because I say the same thing. When I'm not focused on my dose, I'm doing great. But the
Right.
minute I start obsessing and I think, oh, I haven't taken enough, then that it starts making me feel it in my head. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a lot of it psychological. Okay, tell me this. How long did you stay on Suboxone?
Oh, I'm gonna say about 5 years.
Okay, that's where I'm at now. I'm at 4.5 years on Suboxone, and I'm down to 2 milligrams.
Right.
And so, but I'm tapering real slow, just like you said.
Yeah.
I'm taking them down like a little bit every couple of months. I'll drop. And so, hell yeah, that makes me so happy to hear that you did it so slow like that, because so many people I talk to, they tell me these horrible stories about how they couldn't get off, or they jumped off and it was the worst experience ever. And so I'm so glad that you had a good experience, because
they couldn't get off. They must have did something.
they must have did it too fast.
Right. You can't do it. You don't do it fast. That's why when I got down to four, I stayed on there. I did like six. It might have been longer than 6 months. I was on them on that four. You
Right.
But that's what I did. I stayed on there, and then when I went down to two, I stayed on that for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I did mine.
Damn. See you guys, this is what I'm talking about. Like, if you're tapering on Suboxone and somebody's telling you that you need to rush, or you need to hurry, or you need to man up, or whatever they say,
Don't do it.
you don't need to listen to them, because they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Slow
That's
slow
right.
and steady wins the race, and then it'll be an easy transition.
Yeah.
So damn, when's your sobriety date? When's your 12 years come up?
My 12 years will be November the 8th.
Damn. My sister Michelle is her birthday is November the 4th. November the 5th.
My son
Yeah.
4th.
And then that's so 12 years. We'll have to celebrate your 12 years here on my channel, so that way everybody knows.
Okay.
We will throw a damn party for you.
Okay. it for me.
Well, damn, Lisa, listen, we've been on here for almost an hour and 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it up with you.
Okay.
I want to have you back on though, because maybe we can do another video together where we talk about Suboxone tapers, or where we talk about, being open-minded and not judging people for their journey to recovery, because everybody's journey is different. And because you are like a success. I look at you as a success case. You are successful. You went on Suboxone, stayed on it, tapered off, and still stayed sober. So I would love to have you on my channel a lot more to talk about it.
Okay.
Y'all, please go subscribe to Lisa's channel. You did such a good job, girl. You had me crying a couple times. We was both crying. I seen the tears coming down.
Yeah, when the other day when you was on there crying, I was over here crying too. I said, "Oh my goodness, me and Nicole gonna be some crying people up on this channel."
I can't help it. I can't help it. It's because we feel it. We feel it.
Yes, yeah.
Because
I still feel like every time I talk about my story, I still feel the pain. Like, especially what I took my mother through and stuff. Like, I can see her face in my head. I can see that look that was on her face and stuff, So it really bothered me. And then she couldn't be here to see me, turn.
And your mom sounded like she was like a strong woman. Like she wanted to save you.
Yeah.
She wanted to save you from what you were going through.
She did. And she was so hurt.
What I've noticed about a lot of African American families, y'all are the moms and the daughters are like real tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and y'all all stick together together, close to each other, Same with my mom's Mexican and my dad's Italian. Same with us. We're like, we all stay close together, But anyway, I love you, girl. Everybody, please go over to Lisa's channel and subscribe. Please. She does live streams during the day at noon. You can catch her over there. She keeps it real like we keep it over here on Real Talk Recovery. And we'll have you back on the channel. Give me a couple more weeks, and then we'll get you back on for a part 2.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Text me later.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying to
write
a book.
You're gonna do it. I'll help you any way I can.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming. You did such a good job. Your story was really good. I was totally enthralled the whole time, for real.
Okay.
Love you, girl.
See you.
Bye. All right, you guys. Y'all, 12 years so November is when her sobriety birth November. I'm so glad that she came on tonight and shared about her success story of being on Suboxone, being off, and stay sober, you guys. That is what I want to be able to say. I want to be able to tell you guys that I tapered and I'm sober and I'm right. And so I kind of look up to her because she has done exactly, and she's paved that way before me. So I hope you guys enjoy this story tonight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, guys. Ooh, it's literally fixing a storm, you guys. Out there?
No. I mean, it's still a little bit like rain, but that's like that.